So, good afternoon, everybody, and it is our weekly update on a Thursday. This is weekly update number 60. We're going to be talking about residency in Spain today. We've got two people online already going through our YouTube comments, and also we've got some fun stuff coming to the Spain section. Weekly update number 60. So there we go, a bit of a new intro for you there. And though I forgot to upload the transitions, so I'm trying to get an improved intro, but then I forgot the transition, so that's no good, is it? So, but never mind. Anyway, just going to see who is. We've got 5 people watching already, so that's cool. 5 people watching. Who we got online? We've got Robbo. How you doing, Robbo? Or as my son calls you, Robo. And we've got Paul Cook as well. Hey, good evening, guys. Good afternoon. It's good to see you on. You'll have to excuse me today. I'm absolutely shattered. It's been a long week, I can tell you, which is good. Good because everybody is. The summer is in the air. We've got rid of the rain, and everybody's excited about moving over. And Easter is also coming up, obviously, next week, and that means that a lot of people are we're cramming everything into this week. Not just our clients who we're dealing with, but obviously people who are translating. This week is school holidays, I believe, in the UK, so a lot of the people over there are away. So these weeks where we're so used to such a fluid turnaround between our providers and stuff, sometimes it's slightly slower, which means that you have to really look ahead now towards the end of the month and May. So Ant and Kez are on, and they said, "Hola, Chris from sunny France at the moment. It's a little bit overcast here actually, but it's been a warm day. Very, very, very nice, and a warm day." And I'm afraid you're stuck with me this evening. We've got no special guests. Unfortunately, my special guest couldn't make it in the end, so you're stuck with me. And yeah, that's it. So anyway, I want going to talk later on a little bit about what the thumbnail involved. This one here, because this is our new view from the office, and I don't know if you can see that, but right in the middle there we have a Burger King sign. Which I'm not that impressed with, to be honest with you, not really. But yeah, so when we look out over the valley there, we've got a lovely new feature, which our mayor was very happy about. But we'll talk about that a bit later on in the show. I'd love to see your opinion on that as well, to be honest. Okay, so let's get cracking with the residency. So what's been happening with residencies here in Spain? Well, at the moment we are in an appointment crisis. Getting appointments is an absolute nightmare. It started off with the provinces which aren't so popular, which is still continuing, like Jaén, Huelva, Cordoba, though we did manage to finally get some from Cordoba. The advice that we can give you is, if you do have a digital certificate or a clave, which is a key for your phone, they call it, which is a different type of digital certificate, then definitely try and use that for booking an appointment if you're trying to do it yourself. We use ours. We also get them on behalf of clients, but it looks like Almeria has also jumped on the appointment bandwagon. We've only one in the last 10 days we managed to book, but we've got some intel about when they come online, thanks to Carly, who actually has got her own business over there in Almeria. And we work together a lot, and they do our appointments for us sometimes, but it's becoming really hard. And as for Alicante, we haven't seen any now for more than 3 weeks. And so the good news is, though, is we've got more people on board to try and combat that. For those of you who might have been following us for a while, last year we had, during the whole of the spring, summer, and some of the autumn, our intern Guillermo, who came and his the poor lad's job was to constantly hit repeat on the appointments. So this year we're getting people in earlier, and their job literally is to book appointments all day. So we've got a new guy, Jose Manuel, starts next week, just after Easter, and he'll be here to offer some administrative support, and also he'll be in charge of checking the appointments and getting the word out there when they come live. So what happens with the appointments when they come live is then he sends a notification and everybody hits it. There we go. On one of these, this is one of our appointment phones. There's another one. So there you go. That's what you need, is a lot of phones, a lot of different internet connections, and a big list. And aside from that, what else is happening here in the, I've got did some notes though, we're getting better, is the mention an IE number for family member who wants to case with one of what? No, I can't even. It'd be good enough if you can't read your own notes, isn't it? Now why did I write? What did I write that at 6 o'clock this morning when I did these? Ah, I know why. One of the appointments from this week that we had. Now we've had quite a few people who have been asking about should they get NIE numbers for their family members, and who don't live in Spain. Would it facilitate if something was to happen to them in terms of inheritance if they passed away? And actually, in a way it would. So we've got some clients who, quite rightly so, have got their younger siblings coming over, their children coming over. They've got their own families, and they're we assume are named on their wills. And if something happened to them in Spain, they would have to look after the situation here in Spain, or take an inheritance. And these clients of ours have got their wills sorted out. They named the inheritors on the wills, and now they're getting those people NIE numbers as well. So if the unfortunate did happen, it's just one less step that they have to take when they come to sort the paperwork out here. So if you are moving over and you do have family members coming in, and you're thinking, well, I'm not going to be moving from here for a long time, and you've done your will, you've bought a property, then it might be a good idea to get your family members an NIE number as well, even though they're not planning on moving to Spain. So I just wanted to mention that, because we've done a couple of those. And then over here, we've got, what have we got going on here? Couple of appointments. There we go. So that's David and Sonia, who are on their NLV renewal there with Christine in Malaga. As you can see, Christine's extremely good at getting photos with clients. Even I'm terrible. I always forget. So well done, guys. Just wanted to give you a shout out there. And what else have we got going on? There we go. And that's David and Carol, and they got picked up their TIE cards. Very happy there in Malaga. Now we always send somebody along to Malaga, not always the other police stations, but always to Malaga. We'll send somebody along, because Malaga can be quite tough and daunting. You can just see that building in the back there, can't you? And then we've got Tracy here, who she actually got a permanent card. So that was an early switch onto a permanent withdrawal agreement card. And because if you had a green card before and your current TIE card hasn't expired, as long as your previous green card has reached the 5 years, we can swap that for a permanent one for you before the expiry of your card. And over here, what have we got? Now, this is me and Alan. Now, we've been talking for over 3 years. Would you believe it? 3 years we've been talking, and we did their NLV. They'll be coming up for renewal early next year. And we've never actually met each other. So they popped down to the office because we were sorting some paperwork out for them. And it was really nice just to see people in the flesh, because we don't get out enough to see our clients. Some clients haven't even met in person. So it's for me, it's a great thing to meet people that you've been dealing with for years. And this is Carl and Mary. There we go. They've got their renewal in their hand, and they had a really strange requirement for their renewal. Occasionally, immigration asks for previous a lot more fiscal information which has to be apostilled and notarized as well. Doesn't happen all the time, but sometimes if you're using foreign accounts, they sometimes do that. We debate whether that's actually legal or not, whether they can do it, but if they want to, they do. And then over here, we've got a lot of client photos. It's been a busy time. This is Reinhold, and he got his vehicle registered with Lara and Upsticks Drive. And you can see him there with his MYK. We'll soon be on ends, won't we, soon? Number plate for his Mercedes there, which came in from Germany. So that was a German vehicle. So nice, easy EU. That means if they come from the EU, they've already got left-hand drive lights. Normally, they've got conformity, so it doesn't have to be done for change of residence. And evidently, there's no going to customs like we do for the British cars if it comes through the EU. So I've got 7 people on. Drop me a comment or a question or anything if you like. In the not too complicated today. As I said, I'm shattered today. I'd say I'm normally pretty lively, but I think it's because I'm trying to diet as well at the same time and get my bikini body for summer, going. So yeah, I think that's why it's leaving me a bit worn out when we start to get to this time of the evening. And the last thing I wanted to talk about on the residence section, because we're already up to 12 minutes. What did I talk about? Yes, this is what's annoying. I'm going to have a rant now, a bit of a rant about one thing that I find is particularly annoying, because I spoke to a member of the embassy not so long ago who came down to meet me here. This is the British Embassy in Madrid, and hopefully they'll get the message so they can help us. Very nice chap. They're looking at expanding their horizons here in the Costa del Sol and how they can connect with their citizens here. And then the other day I saw from our member of our business first, our business person who runs business first, Sam Campbell from Sam Campbell Insurance, who's also a good friend of ours as well. I saw her this morning. She'd mentioned she'd been to the Surrey English presentation, and the British Embassy was there, and it was all about the green card. So if you don't remember, I did a video on it. Check it on the channel, that they are now phasing out completely the green card for British citizens. The green card is the old style residency card. People who got it before Brexit, it's still a valid proof that you're a beneficiary of the withdrawal agreement, and you need to switch that for a TIE card. Well, you should have done years ago, but if you haven't, you really need to do it now, because it will hinder your travel, because it's no longer going to be useful to travel as a residency card if you're a British citizen, because of EES and ETIAS, which is coming in. Well, it's the EES system which is going to stop that. And they were definitely preaching that anybody who really has still got this card, you have to change it now, otherwise it's going to stop you from traveling, which is all very well, but part of that change is appointments. Now, the Spanish government have regulated immigration law. There's a new law coming in on the 20th, which is going to generate such pressure on the appointment booking system, to which we are already suffering. So we're getting extra staff in to try and book the appointments. And there's no good preaching something if you can't get the mechanics right, which means probably the British Embassy speaking to their political counterparts in the Spanish government and asking them, like we had at Brexit, extra appointments, or asking them if we can have a special appointment maybe for people who need the withdrawal agreement TIE card appointments, because we all fall now into the Tom of the Weir. There's exactly the same fingerprint appointment as everybody else who has their permission granted for residency and can come to Spain. And this is not going to stop because of the 35,000 people who need to renew their cards this year. So I can see lots of people giving advice, but nobody actually taking action politically about getting more appointments. So anyway, that's my rant. Maybe they are taking action behind the scenes and not telling us. Who knows? But the guy I spoke to said he'd speak to his counterparts, but to be honest with you, they didn't particularly seem that interested. So anyway, that's my rant over, and we're going to carry on now with the YouTube comments. And I don't have the YouTube transition, unfortunately, because we have 2 new transitions coming. Did I show you my new intro? Should I show you it again? Hang a minute. Where's the new intro? This is another one. Check this intro out. It's the same as the other one, but different music. But anyway, it's cooler than the old one. It was time after 5 years. It was time for a change. And we've got 6 people on now, so that's good. Let's go to our YouTube comments. So we have with weekly update number 58. It was Simon Hopkinson. Thanks for sharing. Good show, both. And useful information about the renewal bank statements. Didn't have that many questions coming up this week, but thanks, Simon. We also have. Oh, this is my Spain's new residency law approved. This generated over 400 subscribers and has had over 15,000 views. But to be fair, it was a little bit confusing. My, as this Prince Arthur said, a little bit confusing, the information given. Sorry, Prince Arthur. I agree. And Alex Co-Shooter video about nothing few for wasting my time. I think that's foo. Is that what they're supposed to mean? No, we all know what that means, really. But anyway, I do apologize. I thought I had this idea of telling everybody what was going to happen and why. It didn't really work. But anyway, the one good thing is the video is getting a lot of views still. And we've got Raphael Trasset. Just found your channel as a recent UK expat. This is super helpful. Cheers. Cheers, Raphael. That's nice. It's good to see that you're getting some useful content from us. Now, if you didn't see, we did a podcast again. It's doing very well. The Bambi and Jojo TV Stars Turn Entrepreneurs podcast. Please watch it. It's on our channel. Great watch. Says Niels. Thanks. Yeah, it was a fun podcast, and we haven't recorded one this week, but we will do for next week. And Sandra Croshaw, as Neil's comments there already said, love this, Chris. I watched Bambi and Jojo on TV a few times. Lovely ladies and done so well for themselves. Fantastic. Yeah, they really have. Both of them have had at various times in their life different difficulties there with things and people losing friends and family members. And they really are just cracking on with a great business there that they've got. This is another video which continuously does well, which is how to get criminal records. Very helpful video. Thank you. When doing the in-person appointment, I put my passport number, not my NIE. Will they still require an NIE, or can the check only be done with passport? That goes on to say, no, I believe they need your NIE. I've never done one with a passport. There's the criminal records checks in person in Malaga. That was my video on how to do one, but we've always been asked for an NIE when you go. Another comment on the Bambi and Jojo TV Stars Turn Entrepreneurs. In both invested in trading, discipline and emotional control are just as important as technical analysis. Now, this comment, the mindset of being in the market is to learn blah, 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 blah. This comment, which has absolutely nothing to do with the channel, but I left it on, got another further about 10 or 15 comments underneath it. And those people had all recently set up their channel and were talking about crypto and stuff. And I really don't understand the reason. It's not like it's trolling. It's not trying to get a political message out there. I don't understand. Really don't get it. I just don't get it at all. So yeah, I don't know. Oh, we've got some comments in, so I'll check that out in a minute, guys. Your comments, that's great. And 7 people on now. Hola, we are very familiar with Bambi and Jojo from the TV program. They have both suffered a lot of sadness over the years. It's great to see them up and doing so well. And I just want to give you guys a shout out, because these guys here have a fantastic channel, and I forgot to pull your names off the channel, so I'm very sorry, but Au revoir Pet, Our French Life, and they are coming over to Spain to live on an NRV. And I was looking at some of the videos they're doing, and it's like I think it's a hobby channel, because they're just like, we don't really do that much, but it's so natural on the camera. And if you are in France and you're looking to move over to Spain, check the channel out, and they've got links to other channels on there as well. And I thought it was great. You've got to encourage and promote the smaller channels where people can find this crucial information from people who are going through the processes themselves. So if you are moving over from France or an NLV, then check that channel out. And I've shown that one. What's going on here then? Oh, and this is all about paddles. So Kev, I haven't seen on for a while. Kev, where you been? I bet you've been working. Kev's always working on his property. He's always working. Well done, Chris, and especially Rao. You've got me interested in paddle now. Yeah, my son was on the last show with me. He really enjoyed it. And Kev said very useful, kind, thanks. Almost inevitable more chicken and egg questions. To bring a second car from France in the EU within the first 12 months of residency. Do you know what? I didn't pull the full question up, did I? And I think I may have answered it underneath there for you. And I can't remember what it is now. And in case you're on, remind me what the question was. And Patrick O'Connell, thanks there. As always, good show to you, Chris, and your expert guest. And happy 25th anniversary. Yes, me 25 years in Spain this year. And this is Michael. Hey, Michael. Now, Michael, God, how long have I known you for, Michael? Michael and Jan, they are Herbalife, or they were. I think they may still be Herbalife. What's the word I'm looking for? Promoters or the wellness promoters. Anyway, if you do need to get fit or eat well, I think Michael's the guy to talk to, so you can check him out in the comments. Perfect. Thanks so much for your clear explanation, Chris. Not sure what we'd do without you. Yeah, and hopefully we'll get to see you soon. I think you did your original residency, 7 years ago? So that's amazing to see Michael now on the channel. I was pleased with that, to see you guys. Very fun people. And is paddle really a sport for all ages? Kevin Denham, who should be watching, our client. Hi, Chris. Son's still out here in the UK. Hi, Raoul. Nice to meet you. That was the comment on the live as we were going along. And on our Estación de Cardama, Patrick said, nice looking town, great weather, and food looks good too. Yeah, it was great food. Okay, and so that's it for the YouTube comments. And I'm just going to go now on to the comments here on our chat. So let's have a look what we've got coming in. So David Johnson says, afternoon, Chris, can you briefly explain how you can help with importing a car from the UK if you have just moved to Spain and the change of residence exception, please? Thanks as always. Okay, then, yeah, I will explain now. We've actually got a full video on the channel about this, which runs you through every single plate. Should get Lara to do this, actually, because she's Upsticks Drive now. She knows more than me about the cars now. She's sort of taken over the baton on that front, whereas cars always used to be my thing, my obsession. But now let's go from top to bottom. So now you're going to bring your car over into Spain. You drive it. It's a very quick explanation, by the way. So when you drive it into Spain, whether it be through France or through Spain, evidently you won't be going through any customs borders, and you essentially are entering as a tourist, even if you've got your visa, etc., i.e. you don't have to declare the car that you're driving in. If you've got it full of goods and a trailer on the back, you might have to declare that, but your actual car doesn't get declared anywhere, which means that when you come to register it here in Spain, one of the first things you do is have to actually either go to customs or get a customs agent to make the declaration to waive the tax and the tax and the duty on the import of the vehicle. This is in a place called aduanas, which is customs, and you have to present a series of documents which would include proof of where you've actually come from, where you've been living the last 12 months, proof that you've registered in Spain, so your visa, your TIE card, or your resguardo from your TIE card, your padron. And we always include for our clients a lot of the visa documentation because we find that helps with the process. Once your car's passed the VAT and tax waiver, you get a document called a DUA. You then have a few more steps to go through. You have the ITV, which is a technical inspection. Don't forget, for right-hand drive vehicles, they have to be left-hand drive adjusted. So that may be headlights, rear fog light. What else? Make sure that so your headlights, your rear fog lights. UK cars at times have two different tires on the same axle, which is legal in the UK. In Spain it's not. So we have a technician who basically has a look at all of that for you, and we see if there's any adjustments before the technical inspection. Once the technical inspection is passed, you then have the process of waiving or paying special registrations tax. All British cars generally, because of the time constraints in waiving the tax, have to pay it, but because modern cars are quite low emissions, generally it's not that much money anyway. You have to pay your road tax, which is known as your IVTM, and then you have to go and register the vehicle at the DGT, at which point you will get your number plates, a document called a permiso de circulación, and you will already have your ficha técnica from the ITV station. With those documents, you can insure the vehicle, go to a specialist place which makes the number plates, and put them straight on. There you go. There's your quick rundown. And as I say, have a fertile around the channel because there's loads of stuff on there. David Johnson said FU is 2 words. Second word, you. Yeah, kind of got that. Yeah. Yeah, I know. Well, I've never been sworn at on the channel, but hey, that means we're getting bigger and more popular, I suppose. If you don't get trolls, then you're not a very good channel. Paul Pilot, afternoon, Chris. Looking forward to coming over the 30th of April for 2 weeks and looking at properties around Manilva and Duquesa. We have to pop in and say hi. Let me know. Give me a bit of advanced warning because I'm always either got calls booked or something booked. My May calendar's looking good at the moment. But yeah, give me a shout and good luck with looking for the properties. And Paul, take plenty of photos and let us know if you've been looking at the area and studying the area previously. When you get here, tell us about your experience because that's going to help other people as well. So anything that you guys could tell us about your own personal experiences, I want to get it out on the channel. Excuse me. That's my goal for this weekly updates, not only to talk about visas and stuff, but get other people's experiences out there, which hopefully will help other people who are moving. I have got a podcast coming up with a client of ours about bringing a parrot to Spain, because would you believe I've been asked 3 times and I haven't got a clue. We can do the visas, but parrots, I get lost. So all the pitfalls, driving with a parrot, can you fly with a parrot? There's everything. So we're actually going to do a podcast with them. They've agreed to do that very, very soon. And then Kes said, how to drive second car over when you are a resident, because once you are a resident, you can't drive a non-Spanish car. That is correct. There's a lot of myths about, I can drive my car for 6 months and in Spain, and as a resident, I can still have a foreign registered vehicle. No, you can't. Once you've got your residency in Spain, you can't drive a foreign registered vehicle, unfortunately. So what the best thing to do would be is there is a way to do it, because here in Spain we have these things called temporary registration plates, the P plates. They're green plates, so you might have seen people driving around with them. These green plates last for 60 days. Okay, now you do not have to present the vehicle for the technical inspection before getting these plates. These plates are designed for vehicles in irregular situations or people in irregular situations, so they can drive the vehicle. So in that case, what you could do is, but you would need the original documents for the vehicle, is actually use the original documents from the vehicle, albeit the vehicle's in France. Then register for P plates, get your temporary P plates, which will be in your name, the Spanish plates, and as a Spanish resident, you can drive that vehicle. The question, and this is something you'd have to find out in France, is how legal is it to drive with P plates in France? I don't think Spanish would have a problem, but your insurers might have a problem. So that's what you'd have to look. Would you get the car driven over the border, have it somewhere parked safely in Spain, and then put your P plates on and carry on your journey? Would you be able to drive with your French plates and then swap them over? Now that's the grey area. But certainly in Spain, you can get the P plates as a Spanish resident. And that's what Anke said here. Yeah, you said get 10 plates, but how to get them to France? That's a good thing. If you've confirmed you can drive them in France, then what I would do is just ship them to France, and then drive back. As long as you're insured with the plates on in France, that's absolutely fine. You might want to talk to insurers first, though. I don't think you'd be able to drive with the French plates all the way to the border and actually swap them there at the border because there's nowhere to stop. But yeah, that's the grey area. Let's see if we can find an answer to that question. So there we go. So that is the YouTube. If you've got any more questions, just chuck them in the chat. And we're going to carry on now with our Spain section. And I don't have the transitions, so I'm just going to use the ones I was using before. But don't worry, next week we will have new transitions for you and it's going to look even better. Okay, then. So what have we got going on in Spain? Well, first of all, what did I want to show you here? This was a lovely email that we got from Stu and Joe. I don't think are on today. And they said, "Hi, Chris. When we get asked why we would live in Spain, Friday we took a friend to Isla Plana, about 30 minutes away. A lovely area along the coast road. This is in Murcia, by the way. We had a walk along the prom, then lunch at the taberna. We had chops and patatas fritas, seafood spaghetti, and prawn and mushroom pasta, followed by apple surprise and a flaky pastry and ice cream and a hot chocolate sauce, along with drinks and coffee. Altogether, 77 euros. I've attached photos and just check these out. These are the photo that they sent me. Now that looks nice. I love a good seafood pasta. I really do. That looks tomatoey. Sometimes they're quite creamy, the old seafood pastas. And that is where they were. Oh, there we go. Can you guys see that? Yes, you can. There you go. One of the photos wouldn't load. I think you're supposed to preload the photos, but they seem to come up quick. Yeah, there you go. There's your coffee. Like the Spanish coffee looks lovely, doesn't it? There's the views. And over here, what they had to eat. That's some lamb chops you had. Oh, I thought you meant pork chops. Oh, nice. Lamb chops. Lamb's quite expensive normally in Spain. Not that big either. Now, if you're a cake lover, that'd be nice. But I'm afraid to me that looks disgusting. But I haven't got much of a sweet tooth. Check out the restaurant here. La Taberna. It looks very typical Spanish, I have to say. And then this is the area Bon Nuevo. Somewhere that definitely, look at that water. Turquoise. Absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, I'd say that if you're going to go to Murcia, that's a nice place to visit. So thanks, guys, for showing us that. And there's one thing I did forget to mention. Sorry about it, guys. And that is, don't forget on Saturday, I will be talking to Scats. And this week we've got a new chat about the new residency rules for family members of Spanish citizens coming in. So I better do my homework, hadn't I, before? Because this rule isn't even live yet. This law isn't live, but we've been looking at it, and for anybody who's got Spanish relative, it might be interesting to watch the program. So definitely check that out. And what else we've got going on here? And now this is what I wanted to talk to you about here. Title of the show today. There you go. There's our view now. That's our view. The Burger King. Sorry, here we go. Oh no, that'll do. The Burger King right smack bang in the middle. When we look out of our window now here from the office, that's our beautiful view, and we've got a Burger King there. About 6 years ago, there was McDonald's was put over the other side of the road, and and then there's a Burger King put this side now. Our mayor is very happy because he's saying it's a nice place where young people can go and hang out. Well, I wouldn't promote young people and fast food. I think it's rubbish. But anyway, yeah, it does produce jobs as well. So he's very happy about that, which is great because people need to come straight out to school and maybe need jobs while they're studying. But the worst thing about this is you can't see it. In fact, I didn't take a photo, but right opposite there was a brand new build in front of our office of houses. These are semi-detached houses with a plunge pool the size of a mobile phone, and they've been selling them like hotcakes for 450,000 euros. I didn't see one. Lara went and had a look at one. Not that we could afford that, but went to have a look at one, and she said, "Oh wow, basically it's like a flat on 2 floors. It's so tiny, but they are very, very posh, and they're very, very nice. And we're quite close to the airport here in Malaga, and the area is absolutely booming at the moment. But all these people have spent this absolute fortune on these properties, which actually look down over the valley, and they've stuck right in front of their view a Burger King. I would be livid. I would absolutely be livid. But then again, I would be checking what building permissions are in place in the area where I was going to buy first. But yeah, could you imagine that? And it was just really, if any of you guys got experiences from your other areas in Spain, because when I first moved here 25 years ago, you wouldn't see a McDonald's or Burger King. Apparently, there are still, I've got some figures here actually. As of March, there are 595 Burger King's restaurants in Spain. That's March 2024, so that's a year ago. And the company aims to reach 800 locations in Spain by 2028, be due to franchising. Apparently, it's a very lucrative business if you get involved in a franchise. Of September 2024, there was 900 Burger Kings. 900. And, you know, the amount now is strange for me because when we were kids, you know, you'd see things like Wimpy's and McDonald's, probably not so much Burger King, but Wimpy and McDonald's. You'd always have a birthday in Wimpy, wouldn't you? And, you know, when I came to Spain, you just didn't see it. So it's pretty much part of the course in other countries, which have had a lot of fast food for a long time, you know, UK being one of them. And Spain, you didn't see it. So now there's sort of like an excitement about it. So the parents that I know, I'm 47. Um, feel about 67 at the moment, but I'm 47. And the parents that I know didn't grow up at my age, because when you've got kids, I've got kids of 11 and 8 years old, your social life becomes other parents. And speaking to them, I was like, it was quite normal when I was growing up. You'd have birthday in somewhere like Wimpy's, and they were like, no, we just didn't exist. People in my age group that didn't exist for them. The first sort of rise of the fast food here was the pizza places. So there used to be the odd Italian restaurant, but there wouldn't be the fast food pizza places which are independently run. Now we've even got a Pizza Hut in the town. So yeah, is it a good or a bad thing? I will leave that down to you. I can't say as I'm don't really like the places anyway, but I've been to plenty of birthday parties there for the kids. And now, is it a quick and easy option to have a birthday party for your children? Well, it is. You just go there, press the machines 20 times for 20 kids, 20 Happy Meals, and let them pay, you know? So, yeah, let's see. So, anyway, going back to the chat, and here we go. Stuart and Joe are on. There we go. We've just shown you photos there. There's one that I forgot to show, actually. This one here, look. There you go, guys. Thanks for that. And I've got some more of their photos coming up in the next, some fantastic photos over the Sierras in the next updates. But I'm saving my content a little bit because A, I do waffle on quite a bit. And B, next week I won't be in the office because it's Easter. So I'll be doing this remotely. And the following week I'm in the UK. So I'm not too sure what I'm going to be doing then quite yet, in terms of whether it's going to be live or not. But I'm going to try and do it live, even if it's in the UK. It'll be fine. And on the comments as well, we've got here, Annika said, you said temporary fate, how to get them to France. We'll look into it and add to our chat with you in 2 weeks' time. Yeah, looking forward to catching up, guys. Going to get over Easter, get over my UK trip, and then we're having a chat. And did you say looking to change office location this year? Maybe you'll get a better view. Yes, we did. Well, we're not looking to change office, though. This office here, unfortunately, has become too small for us. Or fortunately, as you say, when I first started Upsticks as a brand, it was me and a co-working desk. That's why I previously used to work for another company who did something very similar. We parted ways. I started my own company. And here we are. Luckily now we can't get 5 desks in here, so we're going to have to move next year. but it's also the end of our contract as well. So we're in an office which is run by the town hall, a beautiful office block. It's absolutely lovely. For those of you who have been here or seen the photos, it's great. The offices are fantastic. The people here, I love it, because you come to work and there's such an entrepreneurial vibe between the people. Everybody's got different industries, but when I see the people who work with us, it's just fantastic. It just gives you, fills you full of energy, and we've made some fantastic friends here over the years. But we've just signed our last contract, so this time next year, we will be 20 days off of being kicked out. So yeah, got to find a new office. And Paul Pilot says, we've noticed recently a booming KFC. That is right. Burger King and McDonald's all over Mercia region, and it's quite sad to see. Yes, KFC now down by the ITV, and they deliver here as well. Because Jane and Lara the other day, I'm going to grass them up. They had, I'm going to be even worse, because sometimes they order a McDonald's, and McDonald's is only about, I can see it from the window, and sometimes they get it delivered. But anyway, that's because they're working so hard. Just saying that there's no time to go and get McDonald's if you can get it delivered, but they're working hard. But the other day they had a KFC. I don't think they were that impressed with it. I must admit, out of all the fast foods, I'd be partial to a KFC if I could get one, the crunchy, spicy one. But yeah, we've seen that. KFC definitely in Malaga, seeing more of those. And Paul Pilot said, although Burger King Benamara was the first experience of buying a lager with Burger King, can't get that in the UK. Yes, this is true. They do sell beer, but they won't deliver beer to the office. Not that we've tried at all. But if you did try to get beer delivered with your McDonald's, or if someone else in the office was having McDonald's midday and you asked you if you wanted a drink, it turns out they won't deliver beer with alcohol. They will deliver beer without alcohol. And what else have we got here on the comments? I think that's about it in terms of my content I've got to show you. So yeah, what else? Oh, there's one more photo. Here we go. There we go. And that was, look at that. That just about sums up. This was from Stu and Joe, wasn't it, guys? I think so. Give me a thumbs up if it was. That just about sums up what it's like, doesn't it, to live here when you go out and you grab a tapper. I mean, us Brits, we're great because we will very easily adopt to any sort of, lifestyle and food choices. I mean, that's one thing about the UK. The food that you can get in places like London comes from around the world, various influences. In Spain here, we're definitely adopt the tapas process easily, don't we? So yeah. Well, we've got no more comments on. There we go. Not a lot else to show you, I think, today. And we've already been waffling on for 43 minutes. So we've done well. So we're going to say thanks now for jumping on, and thanks for watching. As it's doing, Joe said it's the Bol Nuevo Oasis restaurant. There you go. That's where those tapas were from. Fantastic. Everybody loves a tapa. We've seen the rise of tapas again here in Malaga, definitely. Granada's always had tapas. The menu del dia. And now I would never go talking this. It sounds like I'm having a whinge today, doesn't it? But I would never go to Burger King or McDonald's when the other side of the road, we've got a restaurant in the industrial site called Caru. And the owner is a very good friend of mine. And we've done 2 of our Christmas dues there. And sadly, this year we didn't have one because my arm was cream crackered and everybody else was busy. But next year we will do again. And I don't know why you wouldn't 12 euros for a menu of the day, which is actually one of the more expensive ones, but it's a fantastic menu. And when you look at Burger King menus, they're 13, 14 euros for the big ones anyway. And and disgusting. So yeah, there you go. Buy local, eat Spanish, don't have fast food if you can. All right, and guys, well, thanks for tuning in. We've got 11 people on in the end. For those of you who missed the start, you can rewatch it in a minute. And as soon as I click this off, it will go on. And yeah, hopefully next week we're going to be away, hopefully, when it's a bank holiday. So we won't be in the office on a bank holiday, but I will be doing the live. So make sure you tune in. And yeah, we'll see you next week, and hopefully we can get a couple more little videos out and some more shorts around soon. So thanks for watching, guys, and we will see you soon. Now cue the new ending to our weekly update.